Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you the things that you may have missed in your favourite games and that I think are really cool. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy these videos and be sure to leave your suggestions in the comments down below, and I'll make sure that you get a shout out in the credits at the end of the video. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with Fortnite. So last week, the third season of Chapter 5 launched and brought with it cars, and more cars. Seriously, if you've played a game this season, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, there is a reason for this of course, and that reason is money. Oh, and the Mad Max theme that this season is going with, but that's not the only popular franchise that Fortnite has gotten its hands on. One of the new items added to this season is a bottle of Nuka-Cola, which is of course from the Fallout series. What's really cool is, if you drink a bottle of Nuka-Cola, your character will pocket the cap, and your gold amount will go up by 1. This is because in the Fallout universe, bottle caps are currency. It's a nice touch. The other detail that I've noticed this season are lemons. At certain POIs, you can find a stack of the citrusy fruit. If you interact with them, you'll earn 450 XP, and a message will appear asking a very important question. That being, what are these lemons doing here? I'm not sure if the lemons will play a part later in the season, but for now, they are just lemons. So Little Kitty Big City is already a very cute game. I mean, you play as a cat that just wants to get home. What could be more cuter? Well, if you visit the playground, you can do this. So your cat can use the slide. This cat now joins the ever-growing list of video game characters that love to use a slide. The others being Chris Redfield from Resident Evil and Cole from Gears of War. So last week, Ubisoft released XDefiant in an attempt to capture some of the Call of Duty market. One advantage that XDefiant has over its FPS counterpart is that it's free, meaning that there is no barrier to entry. This means that anyone can download the game and give it a go, regardless of their FPS skills. Now, much like Call of Duty, XDefiant is very keen to make sure that you feel like you're contributing to your team. And that means that doing pretty much anything in the game will earn you XP, or at the very worst a pat on the back. Take the end game screen for example, which gives you a breakdown on how you and your team fared in battle. You get the usual stats here and everyone gets a bit of recognition. Well, not always. You see, if someone performs really bad, they will be acknowledged in the worst way possible. So at this end screen, someone gets highlighted for making an effort, which is just plain rude. Things can get worse, as in this game, I got called out for simply showing up, and George was commended for running around. In my defense, I did join this game in progress. Like I said, in an era where games feel like they need to baby players, I think this is hilarious. Now, all the way back in episode 16 of this series, which was almost 4 years ago now, we discovered some seriously bad parking in Watch Dogs 2. And it turns out that it's not only the people of San Francisco who can't park. In 2022 Saints Row Reboot, people are just as bad. Now, a big part of the joke in Watch Dogs 2 was that it was mainly fancy cars that were parked badly, as stereotypically drivers of those cars are more inconsiderate. However, in Saints Row, some pretty ugly cars can be found parked badly, which if I'm honest, that's been my experience in real life. It doesn't matter what car someone is driving, anyone can be a dick. Now, when I was a kid, I loved fighting games. I played the heck out of Tekken 3 and loved Soul Blade. But as I've gotten older, the skill required to be good at fighters, especially online, means I don't play as many as I used to. So when a couple of Street Fighter 4 details were suggested, I was kind of excited to play it. And I can confirm that despite being terrible, I really enjoy Street Fighter 4. Anyway, on the small airfield map, you do battle on a small airfield. I mean, the clue is in the name. As the fight progresses, a plane can be seen in the background carrying Balrog, who strikes a couple of poses, and that's about it. Well, if you select Balrog as your fighter, the jet will still make an appearance, though this time Vega can be seen on the plane. Now, I know what you're all wondering, and I bet you're on the edge of your seats. What happens if both Balrog and Vega are fighting? Well, in that case, M. Bison can be seen on the plane. Now, is this the most impressive detail in the world? No, but I do like it when games do things like this. The other Street Fighter 4 detail can be seen on the exciting street scene stage. Now, when fighting on this stage, a group of ladies can be seen getting pretty excited in the background. Like I said, the clue's in the name. though this woman doesn't seem fazed by the action. Well, if you select Dalsim, things will definitely change. Whenever Dalsim lands a blow on his opponent, she will do this.
It doesn't get any more intense than this!
So she seems very happy to see him landing some shots. However, when the tables turn and it's his turn to take some punishment, she will react very differently. So when Dalsim is on the receiving end, the lady is far from happy. Of course, winning a round with Dalsim will soon change her mood.
Time's over!
Let it.
But losing will make her sad.
Time's over!
How utterly pointless.
This is one of those details that is very easy to miss. Now, I love it when games anticipate your every move, though that's kind of hard to do in an open world RPG. The whole concept of that particular genre is that you can go anywhere and do anything, so expecting a developer to know what each and every player may do might be asking too much. Saying that, Fallout 4 does give it a good go. One of the first things that you have to do in Fallout 4 is head to Concord to help out Preston. Once face to face with the man in charge, he will inform you of some power armor and a minigun that can be found on the roof. Though you will need a fusion core for the power armor. The thing is, what if you already have a fusion core? Well, this will happen.
What you'll need is an old pre-war FC, a standardized fusion core, your high-grade, long-term nuclear battery used by the military and some companies way back when. And we know right where to find one.
But we can't get to the damn thing. It's down in the basement, locked behind a security gate. Look, I fix stuff. I tinker. Bypassing security ain't exactly my forte. You could give it a shot.
Actually, I already grabbed the fusion core. We're set.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around.
Okay, so it's cool that you can mention that you have the fusion core, but it's not that special. Well, what happens if, however unlikely it may be, you already have both the power armor and the minigun?
Sturgis, tell him.
I had a whole fancy plan about fixing up a suit of power armor. And here you are, walking in like some kind of metal miracle. There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof. Old school, pre-war. You might have seen it. Well, it's got a minigun, and it seems to be intact. Wearing that armor, you could rip it right off. Then those raiders get an express ticket to hell. You dig?
Actually, I got a minigun right here. We're set.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around.
So once again, the game will acknowledge that you already have both the power armor and the minigun, which is really cool. Now, to record this detail, I did use console commands to give myself the power armor and the minigun. Like I said, this is very early on in the game, but I don't know if there is actually a legitimate way to get both before meeting Preston. If there isn't, that means that the developers anticipated people using the console, which is crazy. Anyway, if you can find the power armor or minigun without the use of cheats, let me know in the comments. Right, let's end today's video with the Family Guy game on the PS2. This game has served me well on this channel, having featured in multiple episodes of this series in the past. But sadly, I think this may be the last time the game makes an appearance on this channel, which to me at least is a real kick in the balls. Speaking of kick in the balls, just before invading Bertram's base, you can use Stewie's mind control gun on the different people walking past. One of these people is Meg, and if you take control of her, you can do this.
Oh God, my unborn children!
So Meg can kick Neil Goldman right in the mummy daddy button. Not cool, Meg, not cool. So that's it. If you know of any cool things in games that you think I should check out, then please leave them down in the comments. Big or small, obvious or not obvious, if I think it's cool, I'll include it in a video. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.